All right, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another segment of Table Talk. The New Year's bowl games just happened. We just had the Rose Bowl, the Sugar Bowl, the Peach Bowl with Georgia and Cincinnati, and whatever bowl game Auburn found themselves playing in.
The citrus.
Yeah. Speaking of Auburn, we just dropped a video on the channel. The problem with the Auburn Tigers. Go let that video do some numbers, man. Let us know what you guys are thinking, and tell us what's wrong with the Auburn Tigers football team. Actually, you know what I was thinking? Speaking of like past videos, we made that quarterback video that did well, and I was thinking, I'm like, we should probably do other positions.
Okay.
Because we've only done quarterbacks, and that video did well. So I'm like, maybe we should do wide receivers next. Because
maybe I don't know. Maybe running backs. Because you said
I know we got to do running backs too.
You said Travis Etienne is the best running back in the nation. When some people might say Najee Harris.
I mean, that's facts. But Najee is he's that guy. He's definitely raising up draft boards, which I don't want him to, because I want that guy to be in black and yellow.
And we'll get to another guy later on who plays for the Buckeyes. Trey Sermon. He's been eating. He's been eating. We
might have to. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. All right. I guess let's just talk about our team first. Georgia Bulldogs.
Them dogs.
They escaped with a win against Cincinnati. Scored 14 points in the fourth quarter. Besides that, it was pretty much Cincinnati just dominating this game. Azeez Ojulari was just really the spark we needed.
Yeah, he played great. So did Jalen Carter. I mean, if you just watched him on the plays, you can tell he's playing great.
Dude, Jalen Carter
Tyree Stevenson.
Oh my
Your
God.
Booty cheeks, man. Don't ever play outside corner.
Like his freshman year, he was so good. He
Don't ever play outside corner.
One of the biggest downgrades I've ever seen from a cornerback. And don't even get me started on Tyson Campbell. Don't even get me started on Tyson Campbell.
Bro, honestly, man, I was like, dang, bro, our pass defense playing bad. Sucks that we don't got Tyson Campbell and Eric Stokes out there. And then I was like, oh, we do got Tyson Campbell out there.
Dude, but that's the thing. Like, Tyson Campbell was like, I'm not opting out. And everybody was just kind of like, okay.
Okay,
it's not really a boost. That means they'll only have maybe 50 more passing yards, but Darnell Washington shined again. He made some plays. It's kind of criminal we don't use him as much as we should have this season. I feel like we really wasted his freshman year.
Yeah, we really overused Fitzpatrick and McKitty.
But then Kirby has this whole problem with like the way he runs the program is just like rotate. I'm like, sometimes, man, you just gotta let the best player play, and it's kind of.
And at one point he did. He let Jake Fromm play over Jacob Eason. Jake Fromm was a better player. And right now, he's letting JT play. JT's our best quarterback.
Yeah,
should have been letting him play earlier, but
but you gotta remember. Jake Fromm only ever played because Jacob Eason got hurt.
Okay, you know what? We'll be honest. The best call that Kirby's made with a position has been George Pickens.
That's kind of an easy call, though, because it's like, what other wide receivers on that team would be even considerably put over George Pickens?
He has a problem with starting. George has always had this problem where they start seniors over freshmen, no matter how good they are.
Right.
So throw back a couple of years. If George Pickens was in Mark Richt's system, George Pickens wasn't getting any snaps, just because he was a freshman.
Yeah, good thing we're past that Mark Richt era. But then that brings me to my next point. Like, what's the future like for Georgia? Like, are we moving in the right direction? Are we staying still? Because I'm excited we won this bowl game, but I'm not excited. After our game ended, the Bama game came on.
I was pumped whenever
the
kick went through. I was pumped. I jumped in the air. I was like, let's go. You know what I'm saying? I was at work.
I was excited we made it because I'm like
10 minutes later, I was just like, okay.
Yeah, that's kind of like how I feel. I was excited we made it because I'm like, well, we can go a whole offseason without people calling us trash and overrated and saying that Cincy should have made the playoffs. Because let's be real here, Cincy played Bama, they were going to lose by 40 points. But it's like, I just don't like when we went to the championship in Kirby's second year. I feel like even though we lost, I was excited because one, we shouldn't have lost. Two, because we had a great team and it looked like Kirby was moving the program in the right direction. Because I never expected Georgia to ever even make the playoffs. Like, that was the type of fan I was. I never expected Georgia to even hit those heights. You know what I mean? Like, I never saw Georgia there, and then we made it, and I'm like, well, we're not probably going to win the game, beat Oklahoma. I'm like, okay, well, we're not going to win the championship. We should have won that, you know, but we've just downgraded ever since. And I don't really, like, I'm happy. Like, I was talking to one of our listeners, and he was saying, I'm excited for next season because he's like, I'd bet on us winning a championship. And I'm like, I want to do that. But after today, it just feels like the hype I had for next season has gone down a bit. Although I'm still excited to see what we do. I mean, we got George Pickens with his senior year coming up, but I just don't feel that excitement. I haven't felt excitement for this Georgia team in a while, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, me and you talked before. You know, even this game was fully scheduled. We were like, we could be dominant next year.
Yeah.
And then we were praying that we got Cincinnati because we thought we would dog them. But I mean, as you can see, we only beat them by 3 points. We should only beat them by 1. We got a safety at the end. So I mean,
right.
We used to go into these seasons happy. Like even the championship season that we should have won, the national championship.
Yeah.
I was more excited about the next year.
Yeah, I was excited about next year because I'm like,
I was like, we got all these recruits. Even though Georgia has good coaches, they deal with things wrong. So look, I'm just going to go ahead and say it. The problem with Georgia, coaching.
Yeah, and it's Kirby smart. I know we won the game, right? But dude, it was 4th and 3,
and we punted
with under 3 minutes to go, and we punted the ball. Now, don't get me wrong; it turned out to be the right call because we won the game. But dude,
any other team would have probably went.
Any other team with a competent offense, that is just not a smart. Because dude, it was a 3rd and 2. You know what I'm saying? It was Tyreek Stevenson came up clutch. He had the pass deflection. You know, he got beat, but he was able to come back and make a play. But it's like, that was just, it was terrible clock management by Kirby Smart, but even terrible clock management by Cincinnati.
There was one point on our field goal drive. I think it was Jermaine Burton. He was overthrown or something. Yep. I was listening to it at that point. I couldn't see it. But and then there was, I think it was the drive before that. It was Jermaine Burton again. He was like underthrown or overthrown, or it might have been the same drive. I can't really remember. I was listening to it.
Yeah, and that's another thing I wanted to point out. Like, don't get me wrong, JT Daniels is a great quarterback.
He has a good arm.
He's brought a lot of stuff to Georgia, but there are issues. And if you pretend like you don't see it, then you'll be disappointed when he makes mistakes.
Yeah.
You know, if you pretend like he's this like untouchable guy, then you'll be disappointed when he makes mistakes. I've seen it. You notice he, out of all the deep balls he's thrown, the ones where the ball doesn't drop in the end zone, most of these guys have to stop to make the catch. His deep ball accuracy is very questionable.
Yeah. He has the arm.
Like when you see Justin Fields drop back to throw a deep ball, these guys have 5 yards. They've got the leading room. They catch it, they're gone. Mac Jones, deep ball, he catches it, he's gone. You know what I'm saying? JT Daniels, his deep ball accuracy is kind of questionable.
Yeah, and that's the thing. That was a plus with Jamie Newman, bringing Jamie Newman up. Mm-hmm. Jamie Newman had that deep ball accuracy. I'm not saying Jamie Newman's better. I'm just saying, that's what we would have dealt with if Jamie Newman hadn't opted out. But I mean, JT Daniels, you can't overlook it. He has his struggles, but at the end of the day, he's a great quarterback.
At the end of the day, he's a great quarterback.
It's just he has things to work on. I mean, he's like every other college athlete.
Yeah, exactly. And like this offseason, like he's just got to work on a lot because JT Daniels could turn into like a Heisman winning quarterback. He's just got a lot to work on. He has the talent. He's got that speed guy in Arian Smith. He's got potentially
coaching.
Next season's best wide receiver in the nation in George Pickens. And he's got running backs that can allow him to use the RPO in ways that other teams wouldn't be able to do, cough, cough, Florida. So it's like, and then, like I said, he's got that big target in Darnell Washington who's going to get way more targets next season.
That was another thing I did see.
Never know.
We kept throwing screen passes. Only one of them honestly turned out good.
Yeah.
And
I don't
understand why. I mean, if you look back at the game, a lot of our good plays were like post routes and all that. Shots down the middle, medium and long range. Those were our good plays. Yeah, he may not have hit them correctly, like with the Jermaine Burton plays. But those were our best plays. I mean, those players were wide open. So, I mean, I don't understand why we go from that to throwing a screen pass where we're getting possibly negative yards or 3 yards.
Yeah, out of every game this season, this was definitely the worst game that Todd Monken's called.
Yeah.
The play calling was pretty much atrocious until the fourth quarter.
I think he lost confidence in JT Daniels' accuracy for the deep ball a little bit.
I think that first interception maybe got. I just don't know because the play calling was a little bad before that, but I don't see a reason for him to lose confidence in JT Daniels' like accuracy.
Yeah, I mean,
because I said, the deep ball is one of the best things we have on the team that we didn't have for the last 2 years.
And it looks like we didn't have it this game. But I mean, we had one solid good catch with George Pickens. I mean, we had a lot of plays.
I mean, Aaron Smith.
He had one.
Don't forget the Aaron Smith catch.
Yeah, he had one. But it was more of like we would throw a medium pass to like Darnell Washington or someone like that, and they'd get a little bit more yards after. I mean, Darnell Washington, he was going off this game. Don't let George Pickens' stats fool you as he was the best target. I mean, Darnell Washington, that man was carrying folks around.
He was, like that one catch. He had that 38-yard catch where I'm talking, dudes just can't tackle this guy. Like we've got to incorporate. He can block. He's got some speed, and he can't be tackled. He's 6'7".
There was only one person that was really able to tackle him. It was that dude that hit him in the leg. That's the only time he's ever really been tackled.
And he could have broken that. I'm telling you, like this man's gonna hit the weight room. He's a freshman. He's about to be a sophomore. This man is 6'7". He is built
Darnell
like Washington.
LeBron.
He's gonna be built different, but it's not even like. Don't even get me wrong now. Darnell Washington's that guy, but man, me and you were already talking about this dude, bro. Jalen Carter is going to be a top 5 pick. You can't tell me otherwise. He's going to be a top 5 pick.
He's going to be
so dominant on the line, man.
Who's the man from the Jets? Quentin Williams. He's going to be your Quentin Williams. He's dominant.
I don't even want to diss Quentin, but I feel like Jalen can be more dominant. Do you just see the way he just throws people around?
If y'all would have watched,
been doing it all
y'all
season
can go back, watch the full game. Watch Jalen Carter just in the first half. Number 77
every play.
Number 77 was holding this man, and Jalen Carter slung him off him. And then a couple plays later, man suplexed the running back.
And it didn't get called somehow. Dude, Jalen Carter is going to be a beast, man. I cannot wait to see him get 10 sacks. He's going to be that guy, man. Yeah. I'm telling you.
Azeez is a beast. I mean, this was probably our year with our probably best potential at the defensive line. But obviously some of these guys leaving, with Azeez leaving, Jordan Davis leaving.
Oh, my God. Azeez, dude. And I saw a comment. Somebody was like, good thing Azeez didn't opt out because this game raised his draft stock. He could go first round now. He was probably like a mid-second round, late second rounder. He could go early second round, late first round now.
Yeah,
because I'm telling you, man, Azeez is a beast. I mean, he just came onto the scene last year like it was nothing.
He'd be a good fit at one of those teams like how the Patriots used to be, where they draft random defensive linemen, and they produce well enough to be a good defensive line. Like he could get drafted by one of those teams that just has a good defensive line coach. Turns out that he's above average starter in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
And possibly better.
Can't wait to see what he do. And then we got Adam Anderson returning.
Oh, Anderson!
I'm excited.
You told me something before I started watching the game. You told me that Adam Anderson got shook or something like that. Like something probably happened to him. I don't know. Like someone broke his ankle or something.
Yeah. Dude, Ritter hit a pump fake on this man, and I'm talking. He straight spin my man around, dog. He made him look crazy.
But I mean, I didn't really see Adam Anderson a lot whenever I was watching the game. I didn't see him a lot, but there was one play I did see where he just full sprint through the line. He got to Ritter. It was like...
Oh, yeah. His speed is insane. Don't forget, he was a 5-star. He played Justin Fields back in high school.
We need to play him a lot more.
That dude's a beast.
Imagine him and Jalen Carter on the...
Bro, that's my point. That's my problem, though. I'm telling you, it's the point. It's the fact that Kirby and Dan Lanning run this system where it's like... They run this, they don't run a 3-down system. They kind of run this, swapping and switching, which can work against teams that don't get good recruiting. But it's just not gonna, I don't know how long, it's not gonna work against teams like Bama. Teams that get good recruiting. Look, we got to play Clemson week 1 next season. You think that's gonna work against Clemson?
No.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
we have a better chance that T-Law is gonna be gone, but it's not gonna work.
Yeah, but DJ's still that dude. Dabo, Swinney, still that coach.
It's not going to work against teams like Bama and teams that get good recruiting. Right. And it's also not going to work on these teams that play the hurry-up offense because they're used to moving fast. So if they see you switching out dudes, they're going to be like, oh, we tiring them out. And they're going to be like, but we not tired because we used to this. You know what I'm saying? But, I mean, at the end of the day, we just need to figure out how we need to play our players. So far, it's been working. Not as well as it used to. Our defense kind of took a little down year this year. I mean, our defense is great this year. Don't get me wrong, but it's not it's not how it used to be.
It was that Alabama game.
The Alabama
that really
game
just kind of
shook
like
everything up for this Georgia team.
It shook everything up completely. It just, I don't know what happened, but that is. I mean, what do you mean? What do I mean? What happened? It's Bama.
It's Bama. They're
gonna walk into your stadium, or you're gonna come to their stadium. They're gonna snatch your defense's soul, and they're gonna leave. It's just that. It's pretty much that simple, you know.
They should also start calling Bama Death Valley. Defensive Death Valley. Pretty much,
because it ain't whose stadium's Death Valley? Is it LSU?
It's LSU and Clemson.
I thought okay, just making sure it wasn't Auburn because I was like, oh, Death Valley.
More like Dove
Valley.
Valley.
Like Georgia, we don't want to. I don't want to sleep on. Let's not pretend like Cincinnati, because Cincinnati definitely surprised me this game. Their defense is world class, man.
Yeah.
If they can find a way to pull in some recruits, Cincinnati is a threat.
Yeah, Cincinnati.
And I mean a threat.
They had pretty good, that wide receiver number 12 named Pierce. He's really good. He kind of surprised me, especially throughout the season. I mean, he didn't play a lot, but he was their deep ball guy. Desmond Ridder, he really surprised me, especially like the way you talked about him on the last podcast, how you were like, he has 2,000 yards. You weren't dissing him or anything like that. But it more sounded like, to me, it was like, okay, they don't throw the ball like that. And I mean, they do sort of run read options and all that. But I mean, that man, he can throw the ball.
Yeah, well, they didn't have him throwing the ball. He had 24 completions, but only 200 receiving yards. I told you there's a reason why they were averaging 40 points, and this man only had 2,000 passing yards.
I feel like it's because they like those little comeback routes that they were throwing. They threw a lot of those. And I mean, it was tearing Tyreek Stevenson up. That man can't cover a curl route to save his life. I
mean, he can't cover any route. Doesn't matter now. And now I'm not talking about Stevenson and Campbell. So I'm surprised that they didn't come out at halftime and just start launching the ball, because who's gonna stop him? Who? Scene can't cover.
Scene's too busy trying to hit people, bro.
Scene's too busy trying to lay somebody out. That's why everybody's talking about he's getting all these hits. Man, he's trying to truck people.
He's trying to hit sticks.
He doesn't even care about playing coverage.
Look, I'm not even gonna lie. First time I played Lewis Cine, he's like the first time I played NHL. When you try to just go around and hit people, that's exactly what it is. That is Lewis Cine's career so far. When you just go around trying to hit people and start a fight, that's legit Lewis Cine's career.
No matter where you are on the, you're pressing up on the right stick.
You stick checking them at the line.
You're pressing up on the right stick the whole game.
You just going around and even on Madden, like whenever you hit stick but you don't hit nobody, and your dude does that animation. Stick. Come on, man! Like you can't tell me that's not Lewis Cine right now.
That's Lewis Cine. And then it was funny because you're telling me Smith was a beast. He's good.
I mean, I wasn't saying he's a beast, but he tried to catch a pick
rather than that one pass deflection.
Yeah, the one I told you where he should have. I mean, you said Tyreek Stevenson should have played better defense, which is facts.
Yes, man.
But I mean, if Smith would have paid attention and just hit the man, it'd have been an incomplete pass. He should have channeled his inner Lewis Cine there.
Dude, we went from talking to Cincinnati to somehow bouncing right back to Georgia. Georgia needs to work on their pass defense.
Yeah,
please. We've been getting exposed all season, pretty much.
But no, Cincinnati's a great team. We underrated them.
They're a great team for their defense. I did underrate. We
underrated them.
I didn't underrate them desperately. I definitely did. I'm not going to cap.
Let's talk about another team.
They definitely showed out.
That someone else underrated. Dabo Swinney underrated a certain team.
Oh yeah, you talking about 11th ranked Ohio State?
Yeah, the 11th ranked Ohio State.
Somebody said he did. He said in truth he really just gave him 2 number ones because he's the best team. He said really it was just 2 number ones because they were just that good. Dude, Ohio State just embarrassed them, man.
And I just want to tell y'all that I predicted this. I didn't predict the score correctly. I said 42-35, but it was 49-28. I predicted
it. Just sucks. This is how Trevor Lawerence is going to go out. You know what I mean? It's like, well, I mean, actually, I don't think he's won a national championship.
Yeah, I mean,
let's not pretend like he hasn't.
And he hasn't lost a lot in his career.
Yeah, 10 carries, 32 yards. He was shut down.
Terrible.
I think Najee is now number 1.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. It was pretty bad for Clemson. I mean, I didn't watch the game, so I don't want to judge it on how players played or nothing like that. But just judging off the score alone, It's bad.
Let me just tell you this right here. Clemson's DBs were better off not even taking the field. They might as well not even put the DBs on the field. Dude, I'm talking deep touchdown after deep touchdown after deep touchdown.
I do have the stats right here, right? Justin Fields incompleted 6 passes. He went 22 for 28 and 385 yards with 6 touchdowns to his name. 385 yards.
That is crazy, man. Absolutely crazy.
Oh my goodness.
It was like 35-14 at halftime.
I was talking to a coworker today, and he said Clemson shouldn't even be in it. I was like, why is that? He said, well, they didn't even play a full schedule. And I was like, okay, so what's the playoff? He was like, the top 4 teams. I'm like, so you're gonna sit here and tell me that Texas A&M could beat Ohio State? He was like, no. And I was like, you gonna sit here and say that Notre Dame should have been kicked out, Ohio State and Texas A&M should have been in? He was like, I mean, you can put it that way. Take Ohio State out, put Notre Dame and Texas A&M. And I'm like, you still taking, you're putting Texas A&M or even Florida or other teams that you could have put in. I don't know who. Oklahoma. You can't sit here and tell me Oklahoma would beat this Ohio State team. You can't tell me Texas A&M would beat this Ohio State team.
Now, don't get me wrong. Right now, if there's a team you don't want to play, it's Oklahoma, dude. Oklahoma's hot.
They look really good, but I mean, again, you can't tell me that they're gonna beat Ohio State. I mean, they'll give them a chance. They have a chance.
Not the Ohio State we saw this week. Now that Northwestern Ohio State, of course.
Oh
but
yeah,
I think
Georgia Ohio State.
This Ohio State here.
You're not beating this.
This is scary. Scary.
You got
dude.
your running back running for almost 200 yards and your quarterback passing for almost 400.
Dude, Sermon is unstoppable, and he's really just kind of taking that leap forward.
I did only see one play, and it was the arm. It was Justin Fields' arm, the moonshot. People were calling it. He launched the ball.
Dude,
I don't even know who caught it. I wasn't even paying attention. I was just paying attention to how high up and far that ball went. That man has an arm. I've been telling you that since he was in high school. I mean, we knew this.
He's got a deep ball
since the UMass game when he was at Georgia.
Right.
He threw that touchdown
to Miko Hardman, right?
Probably, yeah, I think so. I can't remember who caught it again, but I mean, he has an arm. Justin, it's more the way I look at this game right now. Looking at the stats, I feel like I a little bit underrated Justin Fields.
Yeah, exactly. And that's another, like, bro, we made that quarterback video, and I'm like, should we do we regret any of those decisions?
I think I put Justin Fields.
Some stuff about Justin Fields.
I think I put him at 3. I think I put him at 3. I had Zach Wilson.
I think he was 4 on mine.
T-Law, and then
because I know I put Kyle Trask over him, and I apologize. I'm sorry. Please accept my apology. I will never do that. Listen, but here's the thing about Justin Fields. He's kind of on and off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He's inconsistent.
Like, he has a really great game where he'll have, more touchdowns than incompletions. And then he'll have, like, a game where it's just like,
The thing is that his great games, most of the time they're against great teams.
Yeah.
Like Clemson
last year. He does show up.
This year,
He does show up.
I mean, he shows up against these big teams. But then again, I mean, against the bad team. I mean, he's like I don't even know what to say. I mean, he doesn't play well against bad teams. And that's weird, But I mean, hey, 11th ranked Ohio State, they prove why they're number 1 twice.
Dude, they just
okay, they're not number 1. Alabama's number 1, but I mean,
this game might have put Justin Fields over Zach Wilson. Does this game put Justin Fields over Zach Wilson?
Ability wise, right now, like pure raw talent right now, yes. But potential wise, I don't think so. I don't know. Justin Fields played really good. I'm looking at the stats. He looks like he played really
too good, man.
But I mean,
if this Ohio State team shows up to the championship, we're in for a game.
We looking at a ESPN instant classic.
Instant classic number 1.
25 years we watching
Rose Bowl level type instant classic.
25 years
Georgia,
from now,
Oklahoma.
Look, 25 years from now, we're gonna be watching this game at noon on ESPN.
And it's crazy because we didn't even expect
Ohio State. I mean, I expected
Ohio State to even win this game. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
I did. I want my respect.
Oh yeah, you're right. You did. But a lot of people didn't.
Because
they were like, "Look, man, we're not taking this team serious."
This is the only time I'm gonna say this. I told you this team was hungry. Dabo been talking that talk. I told you this team was hungry. I told you they was gonna come out here and pull the win out.
The question is, can this team show up against Nick Saban's coaching? Gonna be the big question.
You want to predict it?
You know how Nick Saban is.
You want to predict it right now? Or you want to talk about Alabama and Notre Dame and then predict it?
We'll come back to this at the end.
Okay,
we'll come back to it at the end. But for now, let's talk about Nick Saban. Because his team is unstoppable. Because they got that one guy on their team
let's just be honest
who just
here.
Simply can't be stopped. Look. This game was the same. This game went the same way as the national championship back in the day, except there was no fake girlfriend.
Ooh wee. Ooh wee.
His girlfriend wasn't looking down on Notre Dame tonight.
Look.
But
look, it's becoming a question now, honestly. Like, for me, I knew he wasn't, but I know he is unstoppable. But it's more the fact, is Alabama unstoppable or is Nick Saban unstoppable? I feel like at this point, it's honestly...
Dude, don't even just say Alabama. I need you to say Devonta Smith, because this man just...
I don't even want you to say Devonta. I want you to say Heisman Trophy winner.
It's like, dude, you had, almost 2 weeks to prepare for this game, and you mean to tell me you didn't game plan for Devonta Smith? This man had 7 catches, 130 yards, 3 touchdowns. This man, Najee Harris, I say he had the craziest hurdle I've ever seen. He jumped over a man and still ran for about 30 yards. It was insane. You know, most people hurdle somebody and they fall.
They'll trip over after, yeah.
Dog, he hurdled a guy and kept going. And it's like Devonta Smith, he caught this little short pass and just it was like easy for him. Route. It was a little screen route, made one guy miss. 10, 5, boom. Too easy. He got touched by like one dude.
Here's my thing about Devonta Smith. Me and you have known his talent. We said he's the Heisman Trophy winner. If it doesn't come out and if he doesn't win, look, I'm gonna ask you this: if he doesn't win the Heisman Trophy, how will you feel about the Heisman Trophy voters?
Who would they give it to? Trask? But the thing, you got to think the voting's already closed. But like I said, you got to consider Devonta Smith outplayed Trask in the SEC championship.
The only other player that I could even think of them giving it to would be Najee Harris. He's played well.
Sir, he's not even in the 4 finalists. So what are you talking about?
He's not in the 4 finalists? I could have sworn he was.
No,
I could have sworn he was.
It's Devonta, Mack, Kyle Trask, and it's only 4 guys.
I could have sworn.
Najee's not
I'm about to look this up. I could have sworn it was Najee. Final 4 Heisman.
I'm telling you, Najee's not in it. He just missed out. He was 5th. I'm telling you. You're gonna look it up, and you're gonna be like, "Yeah, I'm legit. I'm telling you, legit. He's not in it." But yeah, back to your question though, man. Dude, Nick Saban is the GOAT.
Yeah, it's Kyle Trask. That's my bad. I could have sworn it was Najee.
Nick Saban is simply the GOAT.
Yeah, he doesn't. He doesn't age. He doesn't age.
And there hasn't been like really many coaches that has shown the ability to out coach him. I want to say Kirby Smart because he every time they face each other it's a good game. So I want to say Kirby. The
only coach that is perfect. The only coach that is perfect in his career for out coaching Nick Saban in the first half is Kirby Smart. Keep in mind, first half coaching, you want Kirby Smart on your team. They needed Kirby Smart on Clemson's side. I'm trolling. They needed Kirby Smart on Notre Dame's sideline. Yeah.
And also, I'm not gonna sleep on Dabo Swinney. He's shown he can outcoach Nick. He did.
Yeah. And Urban Meyer.
Urban, yeah, but he's retired.
Yeah,
so.
but he can. Anyways, look.
Retired? Question mark? Exclamation mark? He could be coming back
to the NFL. Ooh,
yeah, Najee Harris is kind of unstoppable. This whole bro. There's about 4. Matter of fact, let's include Jalen Waddle. There's about 5 or 6 players on this offense alone that are first-round picks. As a matter of fact, not even first-round pick. This is an NFL team.
Yeah.
Because there's about 6 players on this offense that are literally, realistically going to go top 25 in the draft.
I just want to throw back real quick. Remember when there was talks about Alabama if they could beat the Falcons and the Browns?
Yeah.
Can this Bama team beat the Jets?
No.
You don't think so?
No.
These
are NFL players, man. These dudes don't have to go to class. They hit the weight room, dog. No.
It was just a question. Look, there's always been talks about a college football team beating the NFL team. No. I've never believed it because then again, it's NFL players. They've been doing this
NFL
longer.
NFL players, dude. They hit they're bigger than these guys, dude. They'll destroy them. Come on. They'll destroy them boys.
Oh my goodness. Even this Jets team. No, I'm just kidding.
Bro, yes. Sam Darnold would throw for 500 yards against these boys. You got to consider Alabama's defense is a little lackluster. Mm-hmm. But their DBs must have looked like wide receivers because Ian Book must have thought Harris was a wide receiver when he tried to hit his tight end. And I don't know why he thought this pass was going to land, but I'm talking Harris was. I'm talking about he had 87 beat. It was easy for him. Easy interception. I'm talking about Ian just threw it on a dime. I've never seen someone throw a pick on the dime like that.
It kind of reminds me of I remember I don't remember what post it was, but like the quarterback threw the interception, he threw it right to the defender. He's like, "Dang, bro, he hit him right in the numbers."
Dude, it's bad, man.
This
Alabama team is unstoppable.
Alabama's unstoppable.
It's like you can't even say much about
Ohio State or Alabama.
I'm taking Bama.
I'm taking Bama by
taking Bama.
I'm taking Bama by 2 scores.
I'm taking Bama. Come on, man.
How many scores? Many scores? We won't do a score prediction, but how many scores you think though?
Not yet.
How many scores do you think they'll win by? I said 2. So they'll win by 14 points, 10 points.
It's tough, man, because you just never know what type of. If we get this Ohio State we saw tonight, it can be a 10-point game.
Exactly. So 2 scores.
Somewhere between I'm gonna say 5 to 10.
Okay.
But we'll have to do a video for
like
sure.
1.5. So like 1.5.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Look, I kind of agree with that because I think it's going to be like a 10-point game. That's why I say 2 scores.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see. Well, I mean, it's how it look. I mean, when's the final national championship? Do you know?
Yeah, when is the championship?
I have no idea.
Usually it's like what, January 7th? It should be what, next Monday? Not this Monday, but next, right?
I have no idea.
The 11th.
Yeah. So
9 days.
9 days. So we'll come out with another one. We'll come out with another one because we got to talk about these other games.
Because we're gonna do those wide receiver rankings. So be here for that.
Okay, so we're gonna do wide receiver rankings. These other little bowl games. Talk about them whenever they happen, or a little bit after they happen, and then we'll predict the national championship. And we'll talk about that.
Dude, did you see?
I think the Heisman winner will be out then.
Yeah, he will.
So
should be sometime this week. This next week.
So
dude, did you see Nick Saban's halftime interview?
Couldn't he like not hear her or something like that? He said,
"Dude, Nick Saban is just unintentionally hilarious, dude." He was like, he's like, "What? I can't hear you." She's like, he takes his headphones off and he like gets right next to her, and she asks him the question again, and he's like, puts them back on, and he's like, I can't hear you. Nick Saban is just the GOAT,
someone threw it back to his whenever Tua and Jalen Hurts conversation happening, you know?
Yeah.
And he's like, I don't know, so quit asking. Somebody said he said, I can't hear you, so just stop asking. Dude,
man.
Nick Saban, bro. Nick Saban, bro. Look, he's the GOAT. Dabo Swinney looks like a clown right now. Ryan Day.
I was just about to mention Dabo Swinney.
Ryan Day has earned a little bit more respect from me. Brian Kelly can't
how do you spend the whole 2 weeks of build-up talking about how bad Ohio State is and then just get absolutely
how they don't deserve to be there? Rank them 11.
And your DBs just decide. Your DBs must be still in Carolina because they weren't at the game tonight. I'm talking, dude, just pathetic, man. It was so bad. Justin Fields is doing whatever he wanted with that team. If you looked away, you missed a moonshot. If you looked away, you missed a moonshot.
Yeah, 100%.
But anyway, guys, this has been Table Talk. We hope you guys enjoy it. Make sure to subscribe and leave a like if you guys want to see some more content. We've been gaining a lot of subscribers lately. Like we gained like 7 today, which is pretty cool.
Today?
Also, be sure to go check out the Problem with Auburn Tigers video.
Yeah, y'all seem to like the Raiders one. So I mean,
yeah, they seem to like that Raiders
honestly,
one.
Honestly, the Auburn one looks better than the Raiders one. I'm just gonna say that.
Yeah. So like, go check that out. Also, don't forget to check out our quarterback rankings. Next time we here, we'll do some wide receiver rankings, and then we'll do running back rankings as well. Because that quarterback, they love that quarterback rankings. How many
rankings are we doing on the wide receivers? Like, how many wide receivers are we ranking?
We'll do the same thing. The wide receivers who are expected to go first round.
How many?
Which are like Jalen Waddle, Devonta Smith.
That's not
Jamar Chase. You know.
Okay.
There's some more guys, but I can't pull it out of my hat right now.
Pull up a mock draft. Whoever wide receivers you see, rank them for us in the comments. We want to see how y'all rank them.
Yeah, rank the top wide receivers, and then we'll kind of hop on that.
All right, bro. It's been your boy Cam.
It's been Kid. Until next time, guys. The Kid and Kam podcast with Table Talk. We will see you guys later.
Peace.